we are going to look at mensuration. And mensuration, as we know, is a act of measuring an object. To measure the dimension of an object, we refers to as mensuration. Also, we are going to look at the concept of 3D shapes. But before we go into this, we are meant to refer back to our elementary mathematics about 2D shapes. 2D shapes are plane figure that can be drawn on a plane shape, meaning they have two-dimensional shapes which are the length and the width. And examples of two-dimensional shapes are triangle, square, rectangle, and so on. All these are only made up of two dimensions, which are length and width. Let's take an example, a good example of a square. A square as a two-dimensional shape has all its sides equal. In this case, we have length and length. Likewise, a rectangle is also made up of four parts. This is a rectangle in which two sides are equal and parallel. Let's say we have A, B, C, and D. Line AB is equal to line BC. Likewise, line AB is equal to line BC. These are two-dimensional shapes. Now, we can now understand what we mean by that word three-dimensional shapes. A three-dimensional shape can be defined as a solid figure or an object or shape that have three dimensions. They have three dimensions such as length, breadth, and height. So these are for three-dimensional shapes. Examples of three-dimensional shapes, we talk about the cube, the cuboid, the cone, cylinder, and the prism. So the prism can either be a triangular prism or a rectangular prism. Now, these three-dimensional shapes has three attributes, which are the faces, the edge, and the vertices. So in this case, we are going to look at a specific examples of three-dimensional shapes. Now we look at a cube. A cube, as we know as a three-dimensional shape, is formed from a square. When we have six squares coming together, they form a cube. This is an example of a square. Another square. Now it forms a cube. We can now see that an ordinary square has length and length without a height. But in this case, we can have length, we have the breadth, and we have the height. So this is now the three-dimensional shape. A cube as a good example. Also, we refers to that a cube has three attributes: the face, the edge, and the vertex. When we draw the cube, once again, this is the face, this is the edge, while we have the vertex. So this is a good example of a cube. Examples of cube, We talk about a dice, a sugar, a box. They are the examples of cube. Now, what are the properties of cube? From these particular examples being drawn on the board, we can talk about the properties of cube. One, cube has its faces in square. The faces of cube are squares. We have one square, the other one. When we count the all faces of this cube, everything will amount to 6 faces. Secondly, the faces or size of cube are all equal. The size are all equal. The length of this equal to the length here, equal to the length here. Now, back here, since they are all equal, a cube will not have the base and the height. Instead, everything will be changed to length and also to length because they have all equal dimensions. Lastly, on the properties is that the lines of the cube meet at a right angle. This line with this line meet at right angles to each other. This line and this line meet at right angles to each other. These are the properties of a cuboid. Now, surface area and volume of a cube. The surface area and volume of a cube. Looking at the cube again, from this, we can see that a cube is made up of 6 faces. And a cube is formed from a square. Considering a square with length, we have length here and length here. The area of a square equals to length times length, which is equals to L square. Now, coming back to a cube, you can get the surface area of a cube from what make up this cube. A cube is made up of 6 faces. So in this case, surface area of cube will equals to the 6 faces, 6 multiplied by the area of one square, L square, which it give us 6L square. Now, the units of measuring a cube can be in centimeter square, can be in meter square, and so on. Now, what of the volume of a cube? Volume of cube. Since a cube is made up of length all around, we have length, length, and length. The volume of a cube we give length times length times length. So we have L raised to power 3, that is cubic length, and the units can be calculated in centimeter cube and as well in meter cube. These are one of the examples of three-dimensional shape. In the next lesson, we shall be looking at the calculation involving the surface area of cube and the volume of cube. My name is Latif Ismaila Akambi. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell. Thank you. God bless.